This is the trading review for the 28th of April of the year 2022, and it was a volatile day once again. But I got confused a lot about fundamental concepts, and I spent too much time looking at the bait that I ended up taking it. So I ended up taking three trades late in the day. We had a market sell-off at the beginning, but unlike yesterday, the 27th, we actually managed to reverse quite early. So my first trade was on AMD. We were reversing on the market. We had a doji on the 5 minute, and we were at the S3 area. But my mistake here was trading against the moving averages. So that's something I learned about my shorts uh, last time, and that's something I didn't follow today. So I have to make sure to be following that for my trades on Friday, which is today. I'm doing this review on Friday at 4:20 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Uh, so that's something I have to keep in mind for today. But anyways, I took my first trade on AMD, and you can see everything was good, except maybe we didn't have volume. These two candles, we were I made an entry after two candles to the downside instead of one candle to the upside like here, and we didn't have volume. Although the lack of volume on the drops is a good signal usually, uh, still you would like to see volume. We didn't have volume, so that's one of the reasons this trade was not an A plus setup. It's a B setup, still fair, but now that I have learned the past 2 days that how important it is to wait for the moving averages to approach the S3 level, so they don't act as resistance or support against my trade. Um, I think that's very important to take into consideration going forward. That's something I think these mistakes uh, have teach me, because right after this trade, AMD trade, I took this Apple trade, and this Apple trade was at the R3 area, but my mistake is that I didn't wait for the 1 minute breakdown nor the 5 minute breakdown, and that's because I made an entry on anticipation on Apple, so that's not good, and ended up stopping me out on a big difference. So we had a lot of slippage on this trade. I should have taken this trade after so soon after this other trade, because if I had waited, I took this AMD trade again with the moving averages supporting me. Now, after a rejection of previous day close, once again, and with a solid green hammer, so we are bullish. And this trade is excellent because we had stacks on the level 2, we had some volume, and we we had a breakout 5 minute and support of the moving averages. So this was an A plus setup, but I ruined it. I broke my rules by taking profits too soon. This AMD trade ran all the way to R3. That's how crazy it was. So it's something that I let affect me. I took out all of my position here because I was afraid I was gonna give back even more. So I missed out on a lot of revenue, and that's because I let my previous trades affect my performance on this trade. So that's not good. Anyway, so those were my three trades. I think it's time to categorize them. So my first AMD trade I think it's gonna end up being a B trade. Um, because it went long. Oops. It was an inside day. AMD was what? AMD was no biased. Okay, well, we opened bullish. Okay, no bias. Side. Minus 1.1 actually. We did not add at a level. Oops. No. Entry after compression. Not really. Yes. We did not make an entry after compression because you can see here that we had not formed a good range yet. Here you can see the descending triangle when I made my second entry on AMD. So the first entry was not really after compression, and you can clearly see that we don't have a channel we are trading away from. Did we have stacks on level 2? No. Volume signal? Not really. So 1, 2, minus 3 points. Wow, it's actually a C trade, so it's not even good enough because I didn't make an entry in compression. That's interesting. So it's not even a good trade. It's a average trade that should be avoided. Okay. My second entry was a short trade. It was an outside day. Apple actually ended up trading as an outside day, and no 5-minute break, no 1-minute break, no volume signal, no level 2 signal, so it's a failure trade. It's an outside day with no bias as well, so no bias. We open inside, and so I'm gonna grab my microphone to do the quick calculations. So it's had 0.5 slippage. That's not good. Yes, entry and anticipation. This was an A. Or last trade was an A plus setup. Press F12. It was an A plus setup. We went long on an inside day, no bias, because the previous day Camarilla Pivot Points were very wide. We opened inside, and we got we got 3.2. Let's see. Seems about right. And at a level, but it was a beautiful entry after compression. 1 minute break. We did have a volume signal. Yes, I got out too soon without a reason. So even though it was an A plus setup and actually gave us a really good return, um, it ended up not being worth it because we ended. It was not worth it because well, it was worth it, but I just simply ruined my trades. Anyway, so that's the trading review. I'm gonna go ahead and go over the daily review.